Why would I believe a word you say? Rook, we were good friends. What happened? You tried to kill us. Just go back to Frostfiller and leave us alone. Ah, Rook, it's your pretty girl. I'm glad nothing happened to her with the dredge, I mean. My friends, how could I forget everything you've done for me? Broke into my city, took my warriors, took my food, then killed some people so you could take more food. That was a nice touch. Took one of my best men. How are you, Onef? Do they treat you well? Shove up your ass, Akil. If you come here to kill me, let's get it over with. Nothing like that. You must think you know me, or people like me. What did Onef tell you? I'm crazy? I haven't survived because I'm crazy. I did what I had to... Well, I did what had to be done to make it in Frostwiller. The only mistake I made was you. What kind of man are you, Rook? You look like an average man to me, a man worried about his daughter, maybe just making his way. But then look behind you. How many people is that? They follow you, fight for you. Why? What kind of man are you? I'm nobody special. I'm doing my best like everyone else, the kind who does what needs to be done. I protect my kin. See, this is a bait to make him like the Batman movies, like, you're just like me, Batman. I'm nothing like you. I'm there. No, you're just like me, except not ridiculously insane and try to kill a bunch of people. It's like, come on. It's like, I protect my kin, though. It's more than that, isn't it? I'm baiting you into saying I'm just like you to make you think about it, even though it's completely off base. You know? Let's make one connection, okay? We both have noses. We're exactly the same person. Oh, come on. You think everyone was born to lead? Make hard decisions? Who do these people think you are? You saved them. You're a hero. No, literally got thrown into this position. You're retarded. Maybe that's more important than who you really are. What's your point of kill? I'm your prisoner, Rook. Bind my hand. This guy's kinky and weird. Put him in the ground. Frostfiller is done. I can't survive there. Thanks to you, my good friends. You may not have cut my throat, but you sentenced us to death. I don't believe that's who you are. Is this some kind of apology? You can't trust me, I know that. Take me and my men as prisoners if that's what it takes. Nikhil looks down at the ground and words come slowly to him. I'm not above begging. Take Akil and his men prisoners, abandon them in the waste. Ask one of his opinion. Kill Akil on the spot. Sorry, that's what it is. As you reach slowly for an arrow, a light grabs your wrist and speaks to you quietly. Wait, Dad. We can't do this. They're people like us. What if our clansmen do start to lose hope and they'll look at you differently? I don't want to feel that way. Don't become someone who isn't my dad. If that's what you have to do, do it. Please, for me, don't do this. Okay, so this is a really cool piece of storytelling because Alette is like, yo, I need you to keep your humanity. Like, as a person, you need to keep your humanity. But this whole conversation with Akil's trying to convince you that you're more than the man that you are, and that you're here to be a leader. You're a sacrifice for these men. And that appeals to me, personally, for my own reasons. So it's not going to appeal to everybody, I know that, but this is how I view this side. And so, like in this conversation, you're basically choosing, well, do I be selfish and preserve myself and risk my men? Because these guys are dangerous time bombs. They're literally walking up to you and saying, hey, take us. We're not going to do anything. I mean, come on. We know these guys. They're going to do something. We literally walk into this chapter and they're ambushing us in our sleeps or some shit like that. So these guys it's putting, they're going to put the whole caravan at risk. Where if we, put him down like the dog he is, it's like saying, oh, you know what, I can't leave a person like you around to endanger more lives. So I would rather sacrifice myself and preserve more people. And which is weird because you kind of like that whole conversation is kind of trying to convince you that you are a hero, even though like this whole story up to this point says you're not. You just got thrown into it and you're just trying to do your best. Where I don't know, it feels like taking this act makes you a hero. They're heroic acts. It's self-sacrifice for the common, or for the greater good, not the common, but for the greater good. But if you don't do it, you preserve who you are as the character, which is weird. I think I'm gonna do it because it just appeals to me. You definitely pull the arrow and aim at a kill. Said he looks straight into your eyes, unflinching. This isn't how it has to be. It's your choice. You'll understand one day why it wasn't a choice. Remember my words, Rook. Who do you think you are? As for you, Onef, may the wolves feast on your corpse, you traitorous son of a... The arrow pierces his eye. He falls over dead in an instant. Alette gasps in shock. She runs to Oddleaf, who embraces her. A kill was always the wild dog. You made the right choice, Rook. I love that piece of story. The weapons of the other men are gathered up and they're left in the wastes. The caravan continues on without a word, though you can feel their eyes on you. Like, I don't know, like it's weird because you're preserving the naivety of like the clansmen, even though you kind of like Andalette more or less, because you're not like full out explaining the situation. You're kind of like preserving their naivety of putting this guy down, because say you bring them in and they do something that they take a blow to like trusting and humanity. So if you don't ever let that happen, you preserve that. But you do it. It's so cool. It's such a subtle piece of storytelling. It's so beautiful. Like, you understand what I'm saying though, about how by preserving, by doing this heinous act, you preserve their naivety, and you make them like it makes you kind of look like a bad guy, even though like you're doing it for them, is what I'm trying to get out. It gets up a little deeper than that. I can't find the words. I'm a special person, but I love it. I love that. Wow. I think we took a hit to our morale. I'm glad we stayed and like got our morale up more. Ooh, is this something that we get to stop at? Oh, it is! What is it? It's a godstone. Yes! You find a surprising number of people camped out at the godstone. They've been here quite a while, ever since the sun stopped. Apparently they think Radomir, the sun god, has come back and they're worshipping him despite the bleak environment. They welcome the caravan, mingling and swapping stories with the others while you rest. They have almost nothing of value to trade, but their leader approaches and offers to let you join in their tribute. Accept their offer, as what the tribute involves. Politely decline to move on to accept their offer. Bravely you give the offer a chance. When you apply the oil to your skin, it starts to burn like hot brand, but you bear it. It doesn't reveal any secrets of the universe, but the worshippers are impressed by your courage and give you more oil to take. Inspect the godstone. Nobody can really agree on what Radomir looked like. As fond as he was of his own isolation, he never directly contacted humanity. Most think he was a serpent that lived in the sun, and it's not uncommon to hear speak of seeing the tail of a great creature slipping through the thin clouds of a sunny day. Radomir was always one of the lucky gods, the kind who people thanked for good weather, healthy livestock, and a good harvest. Despite all of that, The biggest mystery has always been how his godstone came to be found at the bottom of a dried-out lake. After some rest, you continue on. The sun god worshippers are keen to stay, so you pack your things and return to the road. Hey, got an item. Cool. You get achievements for just inspecting godstones. And it's a nice piece of lore. But if you know me, you know about those cheevies. I get my cheddar, I get my cheese, I get the cheese. That's what it's out. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Several people have noticed black vultures circling above the caravan, taking advantage of the light snowfall. They pose no threat, but they have a visible impact on the mood of your clansmen. The next time you look back, Oddleaf is firing arrows into the air, which nearly tag the birds once or twice. Get lost! No dead down here, she shouts, but to nobody in particular. What are you doing? Let her aggression out. Let her get some aggression. Let her get out some aggression. Ask her to stop wasting arrows, join her in shooting the vultures. So, we're not gonna ask what are you doing, we know what she's doing. We're not gonna ask her to stop wasting arrows, that's a dick move. We don't need to... Like, she's obviously frustrated and angry, she needs to get out this aggression. Let her get out some aggression is a great thing. But join her in shooting the vultures is kind of like, to me that says we might raise morale, we might, you know, show that we're still on the people's side. Which is good, but it might take time. Let me check the map. Can I? I can't check the map. We're gonna let her get some aggression out. After a couple more shots, she managed to tag one of the vultures, which falls out of the sky. She recovers it, laughing to herself, and comes to show you the black feathers. You know, says Oddleaf, scanning the caravan, a lot of these women, they could do this. You can tell from the look in her eyes, she's excited about the idea. I think I'm going to start training them how to fight, she says. Encourage Oddleaf to train the women. Try to keep her expectations in check. Tell her you think it's a bad idea. Okay. So, tactically this is best. Politically this is best. I don't know what this is. Misogynistic, maybe? I think that's what that is. I'm not trying to be a political leader. We can always use more fighters, you tell Oddleaf. If Olet is any proof, you know how to train someone with a bow. Oddleaf gives you a smile. She heads off to some of the women in the caravan, showing them the vulture she shot down. Hey! One thing I do love about this game is, like, you can see the storytelling elements. Or like the events you're about to see, is what I mean. As you're walking through this land. Let me check the map. We're heading towards Wormtoe. Loading. Oh. Okay. We have time to rest a couple days. We have time. Rest 2 days and then get out. Keep going. Someone's been nicking extra goods from the supplies, a concerned woman yells. Counted these myself yesterday, no mistake. This keeps up, we'll all be starving before long. Post a few extra guards to watch the supplies. Ask clansmen if they see anything suspicious. Ask clansmen to see if they have anything suspicious. Noticed anything unusual around the wagons. You ask several groups in the caravan. To a man, they shake their head. Though they ask no questions, you can tell concern is spreading throughout. Oh! I thought I was going to get another chance to say something. Shoot. I'm going to rest after the next thing that happens. Man, our morale just gets destroyed. Harsh words from one mother to another draw the attention of the entire caravan. My daughter marries Ragni or no one. That reed thin tramp you call a daughter won't provide sons. The insulting mother bares her teeth, ready to attack. Let the argument play out on its own. Worry on marriage. Explain yourselves. Ragni chooses my daughter on his own, the insulted mother says, but this one thinks I have something to do with it. Launching forward, the first woman fills wildly, shouting, "Liar!" The women are separated and eventually calm down, but you worry that this is far from over. Man, I am not making good decisions right now.